Okay, guys, let's have a look at the latest on the NDIS. If you haven't got it, you can get it from the NDIS.
As rumours swirled late today around the future of the NDIS, Minister Bill Shorten, and a possible ambassadorial posting to France, as reported by Sam Maiden at news.com.au, you'd hope he read an exclusive report today himself in the Herald Sun. Now, as Susie O'Brien reports, the disturbing case of an NDIS client only identified in the newspaper as Boy Y, but quoting at length the young boy's mother. These details, I must say and warn you, are horrific. Boy Y's care is being funded by NDIS, which is us, the taxpayer, to the tune of $2 million a year. Two carers are paid to deliver 24 hours.
So we've got a Boy Y, or some boy. Listen to this very carefully. Listen to this very carefully, viewers, because there's more to the story than what you get on the surface, and they're about to reveal this to us. It's quite startling. $2 million a year. Wouldn't you love to be this guy's manager?
Around-the-clock care for this troubled young man. He is severely disabled, suffering chromosomal deletion disorder.
Very sad.
He's got a low IQ. He suffers with autism, ADHD, and a condition described as explosive disorder. Boy Y is one of just a handful of children, he's 15, who is cared for in his own reinforced home away from his family due to his complex disabilities. His $2 million NDIS care bill includes a $1.2 million NDIS care package and $800,000 funding from the South Australian Government, which comes out of NDIS, that pays for food, utilities, mental health.
Would it cost you $800,000 a year plus your $1.2 million to survive? The people that are caring for this guy, I'm telling you, they're cleaning up.
And school services. Astounding numbers, but as Susie reports, it's what has happened to Boy Y that should have everybody, including the Minister Bill Shorten, asking some hard questions here. In 2 years, Boy Y has been involved in 500 critical incidents. At one point...
500 critical incidences. 500. Now, this is a $2 million boy. A $2 million boy, right? Been involved in 500 critical incidences. 500. Now, who's caring for this guy? Right? I bet you there's carers out there going, I wish I could look after him. There wouldn't be 500. This is serious.
He stole car keys belonging to a carer and drove around for an hour on a busy highway at peak hour.
He stole the car keys belonging to the carer, got the carer's car. This is what they're saying. For all we know, the carer might have taken him for a drive, let him drive. You don't know. This is how out of sorts it is.
In a Honda sedan in February before crashing into a building. He's 15. His mother claims there are routine failures of care with zero ramifications.
And by the way, that's a criminal offence. You can't drive around without a licence.
That's a problem. She told the Herald Sun she was begging for help to keep her son safe. She claims on one occasion staff paid to care for him sat in their car while he went to a skate park, hanging out with a group allegedly drinking and smoking.
I've seen this multiple times down at the waterfront. I won't disclose where I live, where they drive them down the waterfront. They sit in their cars, the minders, playing with their phones for hours, because I trained at the waterfront. And they just let these NDIS people wander along the waterfront. They just wander backward and forward along the waterfront. Well, I guess that's better than sitting at home, but talk about money for nothing and your chicks for free. Maybe Mark Knopfler should have wrote a song. What was that song? Your money for nothing and your chicks for free. Well, your NDIS for nothing and your plan for free. I mean, honestly, it's ruining it for the people that are genuine. That's what it's doing.
He says he has had 5 near-death incidents, including a near-miss electrocution.
5 near-death incidences and a near-miss electrocution. This is what we know of. Oh, this is just absolutely disgraceful.
And attempts to swallow glass and running onto a busy freeway. His mother further claims to the Herald Sun that providers charge up to $150 an hour to the NDIS, and yet they underpay qualified workers with no qualifications far less. Look, this is an extreme example, of course, but don't for a moment think it is unique. It might be at the very bad end of the scale, but this scheme, as we've all heard this week, is failing. It's being rorted and it's sending the nation broke. So what did Shorten's office tell the Herald Sun in response to the claims from this mother? Well, the mother is trying to meet Mr Shorten, by the way. His office said, "This has been an extremely challenging matter since the participants started on the scheme in 2014. So he went on the scheme when he was 5. Everyone has done everything they can to help, but as well as being extremely complex, the child has very challenging family relationship."
So this is my question, and I've spoken to a lot of NDIS people, and I know a lady that's pretty experienced with it at the moment. I've had 2 other girlfriends that were into all this, but this guy should be in a proper facility. They're trying to privatise people that are not just high needs people, but they're capable of not only harming themselves but somebody else. And the NDIS organisation isn't equipped for this, as far as I'm concerned, and this is the proof. The $2 million that they're spending on this poor boy would be better spent by putting him in a professional facility run by the government, where they're protected from themselves and the public's protected from them, and the carers, right? Imagine the stress going on with the people that are trying to care for him. But they're trying to privatise it, and I'll tell you why they're trying to privatise it. They're lacing their pockets with the benefits that they're getting from looking after these people. That's what they're doing. If they can keep these people privatised on NDIS and have access to their plans, well, then they pocket the money. That's what's happening. These people are putting the money in their pockets. And this is why the NDIS is such a rort, because it's not managed enough. It's not managed hard enough. And a lot of people that otherwise wouldn't have made an incredible lot of money out of it.
Okay, it's a disability challenge as hard as they come. But surely that's what the NDIS was designed to do. They need to do better for this family, and let's hope the mum actually gets to see the minister.
It's been revealed that $2 billion of NDIS funds have been spent on fraudulent expenses, including cars, drugs and alcohol. In a fiery late-night hearing, NDIS Head of Fraud and Integrity John Dardo said at least 5% of the scheme was being spent in error. The opposition demanding change for the out-of-control scheme that was used to purchase holidays and hard drugs such as heroin and ice. When pushed by the coalition, the NDIS Minister Bill Shorten admitted to the problems plaguing the system during question time yesterday.
With shocking revelations out of budget estimates last night that illicit drugs such as heroin, cocaine, speed and ice are being trafficked through the NDIS. Why is the minister allowed illegal drugs to be trafficked to Australia's most vulnerable and paid for by taxpayers under the scheme that you designed?
I want to acknowledge the member for Deacon's inaugural question to me on the NDIS in this term of government. And I actually think that most members of the House are very committed to seeing the NDIS deliver the outcomes that it was designed to deliver for people with disability. But the NDIS needs to be got back on track.
Labor is being called on to address staffing issues affecting the disability sector. 24% of casual workers have left the industry in the past year.
And there's a reason for that. I'll tell you why they're leaving the industry. It's completely it's gone completely mad. And it's too hard to try and look after these people, because a lot of these people should be in facilities, professional facilities. And of course, you wouldn't really know the full extent of what's going on without Pauline Hanson.
All right, I want to get on to the NDIS right now. This is a scandal, the amount of money that's been wasted, money that's supposed to go to people with disabilities and money that's come from hard-working taxpayers. But what astonishes me is Bill Shorten keeps saying he's shocked at how bad it is, give him a chance, he'll fix it. He's been in there for more than 2 years. Why hasn't he done more to catch the crooks and make the scheme less penetrable to all these fraudsters?
Chris, I've spoken about the NDIS and your program over the last how many years? And when I first got into Parliament, it was brought to my attention about the NDIS and what we were signing up to. I was appalled by it. I thought it was these parents that came to Parliament House with their children basically incapacitated, couldn't move. They were worried about their future once the parents were gone. How were these children going to be cared for? It's blown completely out of proportion. Here we have one psychologist said, you know, years ago in the 80s, it was 3 in 100,000 children that had autism. Now it's 3 in 100. You've got parents lining up, have to wait 6 months to get in to see these psychologists, then to get on the NDIS scheme. It's a scam. Then you've got prisoners coming out of prison. One prisoner, 1.3 million. Another prisoner, 803,000. Another prisoner, $100,000. Oh, that's to take them shopping, take them to cinema, take them, fishing. And then you've got people who actually want to go to the gym or go to the movies. Well, we'll have a...
I had a... I was involved with... directly involved with a person that worked on the NDIS, and they would go to the gym, they would go to the beach, they would go to the pictures, they would go to the guitar lessons, all on NDIS. I couldn't believe it. I'm thinking, I'm out here laying bricks like a, it's hard on your body and hard on your life, and you don't get paid all that much. And these people are living the life of a... they didn't have to, they're just not work. It's not work. The person that's minding them's tagging along, and they're getting all the benefits of the going to the beach and going to the pictures, they get all free lunches and all the... I'm telling you, man, if you want a career, get into NDIS. It's lucrative.
We pay for that. There's scams going on as far as people building accommodation for NDIS and people buying cars, then paid off through the NDIS. And these are the clients. These are the people that are supposed to be caring for them. It is such a scam, Chris. It's
got to be fixed up.
And it's not even means tested. People don't even know this. You know, you've got multi-millionaires that are actually on this. And Bill Shorten told me, and so did Linda Reynolds, and so did Stuart Roberts, told me that they have to have agreement from all the states. What I found out, you don't have to. They're all scared to do anything about it because they'll lose the voters out there. It's become a political hot cake, and it's the taxpayers fancy paying people to go on bloody holidays, fancy paying people to actually have cars bought for them. It's an absolute scam until you actually rake the people over the coals. And what my policy is, if you are caught ripping off the taxpayers of more than $5,000, you will be charged with a criminal offence, and you will actually be wiped off being one of these people that can provide the services for NDIS. Get rid of them.
They've got to get a lot tougher. We're nearly out of time, Pauline, but just quickly, we didn't need the Australian Bureau of Statistics to tell us where...
So Pauline Hanson, I mean, she's fantastic. You know what this is doing, viewers? It's spoiling it for the people that genuinely need the help. That's the problem. If you haven't subscribed to the channels, Pro Theologist and Pro Bricky Exclusive, Pro Theologist for the spiritual people, Pro Bricky Exclusive for the more secular people, do so, press the like button and help me continue this information. Bye for now.